friends, I'm Abby and welcome back to my channel. Few changes. I got another bookshelf. Well, I really needed one. Like, I seriously needed a new bookshelf. Like, the amount of books on the floor was getting ridiculous. My mum came to visit and she was like, there's a situation here, Abby. We're going to IKEA now. You need another bookshelf. And I was like, okay, I need another bookshelf. So, ta-da, new bookshelves. And new setup, so it's all new here. Right, so today I am going to be starting a new video series on my channel. Well, for me, I think it's a fun idea. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it's just going to be fun in the idea stage and not the actual execution of it, but the idea is Mood Reader tries a TBR. So every other month or so I'm going to try a TBR, and then in a few months time I will reflect on this and you'll have updates. I'll film updates and we will see how my reading was with a TBR, whether the quantity changed, whether the quality, whether I had more fun or didn't, or how my reading differed depending on if I had a TBR or if I was mood reading. And I guess there isn't a scientific way of examining it, but as scientific as I can get on my experience of having a TBR and mood reading. And this month is just going to be the standard booktube. Here's a TBR. Here's five. It's always going to be five books, and then I can have room. But here's 5 books that I put on a TBR for the month of August. And then in a couple of months' time, I'm going to start doing it with TBR games and trying out all the different TBR games that are on the internet because they sound so fun. I feel like I'm missing out by not doing a TBR game. So if you have any TBR games that you'd like me to try, the ones in my head already, like Becca's Bookopoly, Jesse's Roll the Dice game. I think there's Cluedo, there's Jenga, there's different ones that people do. But I was going to try them out, experiment, see what the TBR games are like, see what all the fun is, because I feel like they could be fun. I feel like they're going to be very fun to film and fun to experience. And then I'll be like, oh no, now I've got to read these books. What have I got myself in for? So I thought it'd be quite a fun thing to do, and I'm not going to do it every month because mood reader. But I thought it would just be a fun experiment to try out. So I hope you like this. I hope you like it as a concept. But that's all the preamble. So these are the 5 books that this mood reader is going to try and read in August. I don't have a punishment for if I don't read these books, but I think for me, I think I'm a mood reader because if I made a list, like I'm making a list right now, if I made this list, I would then feel like I have to cross the books off. And I have to feel because I like to feel accomplished and I like to finish things and complete things, which is why I like to complete series. But I'd want to be able to tick them all off, which is probably what I'm going to be doing. I'll probably have to write a list and I'll probably cross the books off as I go. But I think that's why I don't necessarily do it all the time, or don't necessarily gravitate towards doing TBRs, because I'll be really strict with myself and then I'll be annoyed with myself when I didn't complete it. So we will see how we go. 5 books should be accomplishable. A lot of these I think I have plans for, so even if I was mood reading, I'll probably have to read a lot of them anyway, unless I suddenly was like, bye friends, I'm not reading these books with you. So the first book on my TBR for the month of August is Emma by Jane Austen. I have owned this book for years, many years. It's probably at least 10 years. I mean, it's a lot older than that, but I have been wanting to read Emma for years. I have read 4 Jane Austens. I've read Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, Persuasion and Northanger Abbey. And I haven't read this one, Mansfield Park or Lady Susan. So these are the ones that are still on my TBR. And I own them all. I own all of them. But it's been quite a few years since I read a Jane Austen. And I'd like to continue reading her book, and I probably need to reread because I've forgotten a lot of what I did read. I mean, I read Pride and Prejudice, I guess 10 years ago when I got this set of them all, because I've got them all in this set. I then was thinking I could watch the latest film that came out last year, the year before. I could read the book, watch the film, and just experience Emma. And there is a buddy read for this. I think it's over on Alan's Discord, and Emma is the one for August. They've been doing one a month, and I was just waiting until Emma came along so I could join them. So Emma. Vish over at Books with V is hosting a buddy read for Crown of Feathers by Nikki Powell-Preto. I own this first book. Actually, I think Vish got this for me for Christmas. So I feel like Vish got it for me, buddy read with Vish. So it's just perfect. So this is the buddy read for her Discord for the month of August. and then she'll have a live show at the end of August, beginning of September for it. So I definitely want to give this a try, give this a read, see what it's about. I've heard really good things about this, and the third book has just come out in this series. So I believe this is it's a YA fantasy with phoenixes. I believe it's quite a good one. But yeah, fingers crossed, I like it. And then she'll be doing one book a month until October. Hopefully if I like this, I can then get the rest of the series and enjoy the whole lot. Speaking of Vish, we have been buddy reading since January. We've been reading the Chronicles of Ixia together, doing roughly one book a month. So for the month of August, it is Shadow Study. This is the first book in the third trilogy. So the Chronicles of Ixia is split up into 3 trilogies. You have the first one starting with Poison Study, which is an original trilogy. Then there's a spin-off trilogy following one of the secondary characters. And then this, I believe, is all the characters all in together. It says book 4 on it, but I've been counting these all as individual trilogies that make up a big 9-book series. So for me, this is the first one in another trilogy. But this is the one for August. I've been reading this with Vish and our friend Sam, and we have been looking forward to this. We've been really looking forward to getting back to Yelena, which was the main character from Poison Study, because I don't think any of us had quite the same attachment to Opal, who was the secondary character that we followed in the other trilogy. So it's been really fun reading with them. We've had so much fun buddy reading together. We're it's like a highlight of the month reading with them, because it's just so fun discussing these books, and they're really so fun and easy to read and breeze through. So I'm just looking forward to it. And then so the rest of the 5 of these books pretty much are buddy reads, aside from Emma there's a collective buddy read, but the rest of these sort of have buddies that I'm doing these with. So the next one is The Forgetting Moon by Brian Lee Durfee. I'm going to be reading this with my friend Joanna from Joanna Souza. I will link her channel below. And I messaged her a couple of weeks ago saying, Joanna, we've never buddy read together. We haven't done any buddy reading. I want to read a book with you. And we were and she was like, how? We haven't read a book together? We have to read a book together. So we said, so she was like, why don't you send me pictures of your physical TBR? So I sent her pictures of all the books on my physical TBR, and then she was she sent me a list of ones that she said that she was interested in, and I said, what about this one? What about the biggest one? So that's what we picked. We picked the biggest book, but we're both really excited to read this. This has been recommended to me by Patrick from Patrick Leo. We were talking about this, and supposedly this has been recommended to me as a fan of Malice by John Gwynne, but with more morally grey characters. So that's how it was sold to me. I was Faith and Fallen, but darker. And I was like, okay, sign me up. So I believe this is grimdark, multiple perspective, epic fantasy. I believe there's an animal companion, which, love an animal companion. And so yeah, I'm really, really excited to read this with Joanna and see what exactly this is about. It looks gigantic, but the text is pretty large, the margins are pretty big, so I have hopes that although this is quite long, it's not going to be that daunting. I've got really high hopes for this. I've set I don't know why, my expectations are really, really high for this. I just have this feeling that I'm gonna love it, and I really hope that comes to pass, because if not, I'm gonna be so sad. But yeah, I'm really, really excited to read this with Joanna. And then the fifth and final book on my TBR for August is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. This I read a few years ago, and the third and final book in the trilogy has just come out, so I was hoping to reread this, and there's a few of us that are going to reread it or read it for the first time together in the month of August, so I'm looking forward to rereading this. I found this book so fun. It was just fun. It was bingeable. You're following these 2 characters. One's a witch hunter, and they end up in an arranged marriage, and they hate each other. It was enemies to lovers, there was magic. I just really, really liked it. It was just so fun. It was a lot of fun. So we are hoping to read all the books. We don't know, we haven't set a timetable for when we're going to read the whole rest of the trilogy, but definitely getting to this one in August. I already own the second book, where you can see it poking here. I own the second book, but I haven't got the third book yet, but I'm hoping to finish off the trilogy this year, definitely. So this one is definitely on for August. So those are 5 books that I've put on an official TBR for August. I mean, hopefully I can get to more than these 5, I just thought that if there's 5 official ones, then I can mood read around them. So those are 5 books. What I have noticed is that this is quite a lot of starts of series. I mean, Seven and Dove, although it's the start of a series, it's a reread, so it's not like it's not adding a new series to my list. And if you didn't know, my aim is to get my number of incomplete series down. It's currently at 28. That does include series that I'm up to date on and that I can't officially continue in. So I only have 9 series currently that I can officially like continue with. So, but I do ideally want to get that number as low as possible. I want to get it down. And so this TBR doesn't really help with that because it is adding 3 onto the series list. Granted, I know that this one will be finished within 3 months. Hopefully this one, if I like it, then I will continue on and it'll be finished within 3 months. This one, there's a second book out, and I believe the third one, it was slated to come out in November, but I haven't heard anything, so potentially that's going to be coming out next year. If I can add any like continuations to series around this stack, then that would be ideal, but I'm not committing to that because I'm only committing to 5 books, and so it's 5 maximum on a TBR. But you know, if I can continue in series, then that would be the ideal. Like if I could finish like the Gracing series or something, then that would be ideal. I also know Alan has a buddy read for Empire in Black and Gold by Tchaikovsky, so if I have time, potentially that as well. But that's not being committed to. This is the commitments. Hopefully, we will see how it goes. We will see if this mood reader can do this, can do a TBR, and then I will report back and we'll see how it goes. You will see at the end of August if I manage to do this. I definitely feel like I can. I feel like this is possible. I feel like it's achievable because there's only 5. It's an achievable stack. But yes, let me know what TBR games you would like to see me do and try out. Let me know what books you are planning to read in the month of August. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in my future videos. Bye!